So we have done point guards, shooting guards, and now we are doing centers. I was just going to go in order, small forward, power forward, centers. In the last couple ones of these, you guys really wanted to see me do centers. After this, if you guys want to see me finish this, tier maker list with small forwards and power forwards, I would be happy to do it. If you guys do not know what we're doing today, we're basically ranking all 30 starting NBA centers from superstar all the way down to trash. Going over this list, I don't think there's many, if at all, any that actually are going to belong in the trash category, but we'll furthermore get there when we do get into this one. So before we do, if you guys are new around here, could subscribe to the channel. You guys have been killing it lately. I know you guys are, some of you at least are enjoying, the non-rebuild content, and those of you that do watch this, I seriously do appreciate it. So the way I basically do these is I just kind of go one by one. I try not to look at statistics too much. I kind of just go off my gut feel, but if I have to really look at somebody's stats, I do, I have Basketball Reference up right there. And then, we kind of just rank them. I kind of change the categories to make it my own self because somebody, whoever makes these lists has that listed as all-star, and I think that's dumb because I think, there are guys that get snubbed from the all-star game every single year that technically should be in it, and there's some guys that occasionally do get into it that are not supposed to be in it, at least in my opinion. So these are the 6 categories we have: trash, below average, average, above average, good/great, and superstar. In my opinion, there's legitimately only 2 superstar centers in the league. We're just going to get those 2 out of the way right now. Joel Embiid, and where the hell is Nikola Jokic? He is right here. Let's get that out of the way simply. I think there are a couple guys who are close. Bam Adebayo is close. Karl Anthony Towns is probably as close as it gets. Maybe Deandre Ayton these days, but other than that, probably not really touching superstar. I think they're more in the good/great category. So Towns is definitely going to be up there. Bam Adebayo is definitely going to be here. Deandre Ayton, especially the way he's been playing in the playoffs recently, will definitely be in the good/great. I think the only person that's honestly going to be in the trash category right here, if I'm being honest, is probably Deandre Jordan. He doesn't even play. I don't even know why he's listed as a starting center. This one might be a little bit old from whenever the hell this was updated, but I don't really foresee anybody. I mean, Aldridge is obviously retired at this point. I think he's probably just below average. Like, I know he obviously had a lot of, I think it was like a heart problem or something, which is just crazy scary, but I don't think he belongs in the trash category just because he's retired, and he wasn't honestly that bad. DeAndre Jordan, don't get me wrong, is not a horrible center. I just don't really think he fits with the Brooklyn Nets. And I forget what his contract is, but I don't think he's a free agent yet, so they're still going to be paying him. I could be wrong on that one. So from here, we'll move on. Aaron Baines definitely has some flashes at some point in times where he could be above average. I think currently he's probably going to be in the average category. I think Clint Capella is probably above average. I don't think he's quite in the category of these 3 guys yet. He has been playing tremendously so far in the playoffs for the Atlanta Hawks, but I just don't think he quite yet touches these 3 guys. Up here, I think Christian Wood's an iffy one for me. Statistically, I'm pretty sure he had a career year. I could put him here, but at the end of the day, I honestly might take Clint Capella right, above him right now. So I think we're going to put him in above average. I don't think he's quite again in this category with these 3 guys right here. These 3 guys are just in a league of their own, and then obviously these 2 are definitely 2 MVP candidates. One of them who actually won the MVP award is there as well. So Kristaps Porzingis, I don't know. I'm just kind of bouncing around right now. Is interesting for me. I think he has the potential to even get up to the good/great category. I think he definitely showed some flashes of that, especially on his time when he was in New York. I just think currently with the way he's been playing, especially in the playoffs, I might toss him in the average category, man. He could be up here, but I don't think he's playing nearly as well as these 2 guys are. I mean, obviously Christian Wood didn't really end up in the playoffs. That's kind of a fact. But you know what I'm saying with Clint Capella, stuff like that. I'm not comparing them. Their games they're very, very different. But I don't know, man. He's going to be an average for me now. I'm going to go ahead and probably work on something with him at some point in time. Drummond, below average. You're fucking horrible. The most empty stat lines I've literally ever seen. Rudy Gobert is good/great. I forgot about him. I don't want to hear about yes, he got exposed in the playoffs a little bit. 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. Yes, he did. I'm not going to argue with you there. It definitely does happen. He belongs in the good/great category. He's not a superstar, but he's definitely not just above average. 3-time Defensive Player of the Years don't win it, are not above average centers. They're good/great centers, if not superstars. So moving on from that, I think Yusuf Nurkic is probably in the above average category for me, especially when he's healthy. Same goes with Jonas Valanciunas. I think he's a tremendously underrated center in this league. He's also on a really solid contract. Vucevic he's somebody for me that could be in this category. I think he is a step above some of these guys, so I probably will put him in the good/great category. But honestly, there are definitely some days where he looks like he belongs in here, and there are some days where he looks like he belongs in here. So Vucevic is going to go in the good/great category for me. I would definitely take him over all of these guys right here. Again, just my opinion. We're going to probably be putting Tristan Thompson in the below average category. I watched him on my Celtics for a year, and hopefully they now trade him after the acquisition of Al Horford. Speaking of Al Horford, I think he's probably an average center at this point in time. I mean, I don't really think he's up with these guys right here. I really just don't. He definitely has some flashes. I mean, statistically, he's not the one to look at if we're going to get into numbers pure. Just based off of it, just because his impact on the court is really not based off of statistics. It's a lot of what you actually have to watch him if you want to see his real impact, but I still think he's in the average category. He's 34 years old now. Brooke Lopez is interesting for me. I know I've been saying that about a lot of people, but he has some days where he'll pop off, and I can see him in this category right here. And then he'll have some days where I can see him down here. So I think he's probably going to be in the average category for me. I just don't think he's as good as any of these guys right here. Cody Zeller. I feel like Cody Zeller just screams average NBA center. He's like what? He's like 11 points, 9 rebounds career. I'll just check that out real quick just because, I'm not going to do this for everybody. He's 9 points, 7 rebounds. Maybe he's playing less per game, minutes per game. I don't know how many minutes per game has he been playing this year. Where's minutes per game? I'm probably just missing it. Minutes played per game. He's only playing 21 minutes, so he's not even starting anymore. I'm not gonna lie to you, I really don't watch many Charlotte Hornets games, so he's definitely in the average category at this point in time. I think Wiseman. I can't say Wiseman's up here yet. I think Wiseman has a very promising future. I wouldn't be surprised if the Golden State Warriors tried to move him and like maybe Andrew Wiggins along with their pick, maybe for a third star. Excuse me, I guess technically a third star. I don't really want to call Draymond a star anymore, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. He's going to remain in the average category for me for now. We're not doing this based off potential. We're doing this on how well they're playing right now. What were his numbers this season? Again, they obviously didn't have Steph Curry for a while, and they obviously didn't have Klay Thompson for the entire season. So I don't want to, 11-6, 52% free throw shooting, 31. Okay. He's probably average for me right now. I don't think he's quite into the above average or below average category. I'm still going to probably take him over any of these three guys. It's hard for me to include Aldridge in anything just because he is retired. Drummond sucks. Andre Drummond's literally one of the most, he can't even be overrated now just because everybody shits on him, but at one point in time, he was legitimately probably one of the more overrated players in the entire league. I think Gasol at this point in his career, I know I'm just diving into stats, but I don't know what I want to do with Gasol. I think with these numbers, he really doesn't even play many games. I think he's probably in the below average category. He could be pushing trash some days. But I really do like his impact on the court. I think he probably is still here. I would definitely take him over Deandre Jordan. So Mason Plumlee, Mitchell Robinson, Turner. I think Miles Turner's probably, he's not here. He's here. Because that's the tough thing for me, because I would definitely take him above Al Horford. I'd take him above Brooke Lopez and Cody Zeller, but I wouldn't take him above any of these four guys. So I don't know. I'm still going to... No, I'm gonna move him to above average. I am, because I would probably take him over any of these guys. And maybe not Porzingis some days, but definitely any of these guys right here. So I'll move him to above average. He's obviously a tremendous defensive, weapon underneath the basket and stuff like that. So he can go in above average. I'm sure some Pacers fans would kill me if I didn't do that. So Serge Ibaka, who has been out for the Clippers for a while, and it sucks. I think he would have had a huge impact on that series. Now, we just wrapped up Game 4 last night. The Suns are up 3-1. I think Serge Ibaka definitely would have a better defensive presence on the ball, against DeAndre Ayton than Ivica Zubac is. But I think he's probably going to be in the average category for me. He's definitely better than all these guys. He's not even close to any of these guys, I would say. So Adams is average at this point. I thought Steven Adams was definitely an above average center at one point in his career. I just don't think he's there anymore. He's 11-10. And honestly, that's not even bad. It's just compared to some of these other guys. What is he? He's 7, but he's not even what I said. So, yeah, he's definitely average these days. Plumlee's, oh, my God, just screams average. I think Mitchell Robinson has the potential to be above average. I just don't know if he's quite there yet. I really don't know if he's there yet. 8-8 is very solid. He's obviously a very good defensive center. I just don't think he's quite here yet. So, he's going to stay in average for me. I'm sorry. I don't want to piss off Knicks fans right now. But that's just where he's going to be. And then I honestly think all three of these guys definitely could be in average as well. I think definitely, without a doubt, Wendell Carter Jr. is definitely average. That's definitely, he's an average center right now. Thomas Bryant and Rashawn Holmes are interesting for me here. I will look at both of their numbers. I want to check them out. I know Rashawn Holmes was in Sacramento, correct? Oops, that's my caps bar. Rashawn Holmes. He's in Sacramento, correct? I just want to make sure on that. Yeah, he's in Sacramento. So 14 points, 8 rebounds. He's going to go above average, I think. He had a really solid year. If I'm being honest, I probably would take him over the majority, if not all of these guys right here. And then Thomas Bryant, he's going to be the final guy we're going to check out right here. So, yeah, let's wrap this one up. And where's Thomas Bryant? Cool. Let's just see his numbers real quick in Washington. 14, 6, and 1.5. 65% from the field. He's obviously borderline on one of these two. He's definitely not even close to this, and he's definitely not below average. So I think he definitely probably could be here at some point in time. I just would definitely take any of these guys over him. And I might still go ahead and take some of these guys occasionally. Maybe Serge Ibaka, probably Mitchell Robinson, maybe. Occasionally, maybe Brooke Lopez, and then if Porzingis can get back to his usual self. So I'm going to put him in the average category. That one might be one of my more iffy ones, but I'm just going to run through this real quick before we do kind of wrap this one up. I'm sorry, Timberwolves fans. I think Towns and Adebayo and Heat fans, and maybe even Ayton some days, definitely could be pushing this superstar category. I just think these two are in an absolute league of their own. Somebody said this when I did the point guards that, Steph and Dame, and maybe even, I don't know if Luka was Luka in the point guard video? Whatever it was, they're more than superstars. They're like franchise players, almost if I should make another tier for them because, some guys like Kyrie Irving could be superstars, but they're not in the same category as, somebody like Steph Curry. So I get what you're saying. I just think it's fine to list. I mean, we have 6 different sections. If we seriously can't list, guys in 6 different sections, I think we're kind of making everybody in a tier of their own, if you know what I'm saying. So we're going to be leaving it like this probably for the final remainder of these videos. Superstar, good, like, above average, average, below average, and trash. And I feel bad for Deandre Jordan because at one point in his time, he was definitely an above average center, if not good/great. But I think his golden years are probably coming to an end. So real quick, we're just going to run through this. Embiid, Jokic, obviously 100%. I think I'm a little iffy. These two are definitely locked in the good/great category. I'm a little iffy on, these two especially, maybe even Ayton. Whether I should bump him to superstar, but I'm not going to. These are all fine for me in the above average category. Average is loaded, obviously, right now. There's like a bunch of different ways you can talk about what an average actually like center is in the league. I'm doing this comparative. I didn't even say this at the beginning of the video. I'm doing this comparative to other centers in the league. I'm not doing this in, any way, shape, or form comparing them like to I don't even know how to phrase this. I guess this is comparing them to centers, not comparing them to entire NBA players. Okay, that definitely should be clear. I've mentioned that in my other videos, and I didn't even put that out there in this one. So I think, what are Aaron Baines' numbers? Is there 2 N's in this? No, there's just 1, isn't there? Aaron, yeah. He has some really good years in Boston. He's 60. Yeah, no, there's no way. He honestly could be below average at some point in time. But, all right, I'm going to wrap this one up. Baines, I mean, Porzingis' numbers definitely could put him in here because what were his numbers? And again, I know it's hilarious that I say I'm not going to look at stats and then I do this to wrap up every single video. Like 29. But, I just can't put him in here the way he played in the playoffs and above average. I just don't think, I take Clint Capella 100% over him. I take Christian Wood. Maybe a little iffy on some of these guys right here. But for the way he played in the playoffs, he's an average center right now. So, and I do think he could go back to one of these 2 spots if he just finds a new place to, play basketball. So, we're pretty much going to wrap this one up. I'm comfortable with my entire below average category. Very much so, honestly. And then obviously DeAndre Ayton in the trash category. So that wraps up starting centers in the NBA. We obviously have power forwards left to do, and then we have small forwards. Whichever one you guys want to see first, please comment down below. And if you guys have any other, non-rebuild content you do want to see, let me know, and I'll be happy to do it. So that pretty much wraps up ranking all 30 NBA centers. You guys can feel free to let me know your thoughts down below. Many of you do in these videos, saying I'm wrong, but that's okay. It's just my opinion. So thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you guys all tomorrow.